Well, we can start just kind of chatting a little bit. Right now, we're waiting for a TV to get delivered over here so that we can play Space Pirates on Canute's 3DO over here. So we're going to play the 3DO port of Space Pirates. Fingers crossed that that'll actually happen because they may not find a TV in time. So we'll see what happens. But y'all are here now, so we could just kind of chat a little bit, I guess. Did you guys see us perform yesterday, or who's here for Space Pirates, and who's here for UbseyMovies, and who's here for Super Soul Bros?
You gotta
Is there
pick one.
just pick one. So this is Super Soul Bros, this is UbseyMovies, and this is Space Pirates. Yeah. The yes is all right, perfect. You're here, so I guess that's a yes. Cool. Well, how about this? Let's introduce who we are. Who are you?
I am Bill Smolik. I'm the trumpet player of this particular band.
Hi, I'm Christian. I am the trombone / rapper / tambourine player for this band.
Yes. I'm Robbie Benson. I am the keyboard player, and I play bass for the band as well on the keyboards.
Cool. I'm Chris Heyman, and I'm the drummer.
I'm Chris Heyman. I'm the drummer. I love kitties. That's the stamp of approval.
Hi, I'm Brian. I play guitar.
Yeah. So my brother's running out, and I think Travis is trying to find the TV. So this is very riveting. You may not actually get to see what you came here for. We'll see if it actually turns out correctly. But we could talk about the band. Let's just. Does anyone have anything that they want to talk about? Here we go. A songbook. Yeah, we've talked about it, and since Fangamer they're good friends with us. It would make sense. I mean, they could certainly sell it for us, and it'd be a cool piece of merchandise. But I just don't really want to deal with the legal headache of that, and it would be a lot of work too, because a lot of our repertoire is sort of memorized at this point, so it's not already charted out. Some is charted out already, but what do you guys think?
Yeah, it's the legal thing that we have to figure out first, because I think so far I've been asked that 3 times this weekend if I can send, or if people can buy our charts or whatever. But that's something that we're definitely going to look into, because we do have full arrangements for 3 horns and a rhythm section that are pretty detailed, mostly for the stuff if you saw us perform at our main stage set yesterday. Those charts were pretty heavily arranged. So that is something that's not currently on the horizon, but it might be in a couple years. So
they got the TV.
We acquired one chunk that we needed. They're gonna just plop that on the table there. But now we need a RCA splitter to get the system working here. Are there any Earthbound fans out there? Couple. Okay, cool. Are you guys going to be checking out the Earthbound screening tonight on the Games on Film Festival? It's a feature-length Earthbound film that my brother directed, and some of us starred in, and some of us did the music for as well. So that's kind of a fun little nuggie. Chris, where are the nuggies? Burger King.
Burger King.
Yee. I think it's going to be more so than norm. But we were just listening back to our performance on the main stage yesterday, and since that was all multi-track recorded, we might get that mixed. And we probably could even pass that as a studio album because it sounds pretty good. But I think we'll continue to put out live stuff, but have much more studio stuff happening now too. Yesterday was our main concert, and then we did a midnight set at the Jam Space as well. Nothing's set up yet. I'm going to try to figure that out, actually. We might be able to do something at the Jam Clinic maybe tonight at midnight or so. But you can always find us at the booth. Actually, we're playing music at our booth down in the expo hall, so where we're selling our merch. If you go into the expo hall in the back right, that's where we are, and we're just playing our instruments and taking requests there too. Yee. So we have Jeff here in the Motor CQ polo jersey thing. Miller Smith. Wow, I haven't seen that shirt before.
Okay, flows. At the Super Soul panel. I break your ankles like AI. Allen Iverson, White Iverson, that's that song I heard by Post Malone. I grab a microphone like Stallone, Sylvester, your Rambo. I break your ankles, I said it twice. I run the knives, cutting dice, shooting dice. 7-11, 3s and 7s, 7-11s, I'm saying numbers. I'm like a bear in the winter getting slumbered. Yes, this is a slumber coming from the bay when we rockin' all day like E4K. A rapping 4K at the Players Club. Coming from the Zay, your San Jose, it's Super Soul, bro.
We really have no idea what we're going to do. We were expecting the game to kind of take a lot of the attention away from us, but the game's not set up yet, so we're just killing time. But yeah, we're down to talk and chat. This is just a very informal hangout.
Anybody have questions for the Soul Bros while we get the game hooked up? Feel free to holla.
It's called Space Pirates. So like when it was about 6 or 7 years ago, I was at a record store over in San Francisco where I live, and in the DVD section, I came across this thing that actually said, plays on the PS2. It was a DVD that was advertised that plays on the PS2, and it was just a DVD port of Space Pirates. So it was a game on DVD format, but it was recommended that you play it on the PS2, but it could play on any DVD player. But it was Space Pirates, and so then we stuck it in our DVD player. Later on, we found that PS2 actually works much better. It's from 1992. It was originally on a laser disc, and it's from, I think, Digital Leisure or Digital Laser, American Laser Games, which was if anyone played, what was it, Dragon's Lair, and like a lot of those games that had like it was on the big screen TVs back in the 90s. Live action or animated, yeah. So yeah. So Space Pirates was one of them that was live action video, very campy, like it looked like it was shot on a cheap VHS camera, and they took the concept of Space Pirates very literally, where they have, you'll see, like there are people with peg legs, but then they have laser guns at the same time, and it just looks like the schlockiest 90s sci-fi movie, but it's a game. It's really fun and very frustrating. I've been wanting to play Night Trap. Do you know if they have that in the console place here? I really want to play that with the band. I saw someone play that at PAX, and I was like, what is that game? And I would guess it's similar, but this one actually plays like a first-person shooter. It's kind of like Area 51 or one of those like rail shooter games, but it's really awkward on a DVD player because you use the arrows to move the crosshair in this grid format, and to get it to the correct spot to shoot the person, it's very often not on the person, but it's like a little bit over from the person. So what we're actually going to play today is the 3DO port of the game. So it's not actually the DVD one, but it's on 3DO, which had two-player functionality. So that's going to be the extra bonus here. Yeah, just waiting on some more cables here. This was a very last-minute panel. We weren't expecting for it to even be accepted by MAGFest, so I'm glad that it happened, and so we're here having a great time.
Yeah.
Right. You know what? Yeah, I mean, there's previews for those on the DVD that I have too. So if I went and grabbed that, we could maybe like show some of the other games too. But there was like a western one that was shot. Oh yeah. But what's funny is the cast, like the people, the actors in Space Pirates are in all the other games as well. There's this particular guy that kind of looks like Kenny Rogers. He's just got this big beard, and he's always the wise figure in all of the games, like telling you what to do. That's
The
more or
wise
less what I
Kenny
have.
Rogers.
I'm kind of thinking I should run and get that DVD because it's got some pretty interesting stuff on there. Yeah, well, I'm just thinking I might get that before this gets hooked up. You guys want to talk? I got to remember where the laptop is.
Okay.
Hi. I'm Robbie's brother, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, everybody, all at once, please make me feel very welcome. Hi, Jeff.
Welcome, Jeff.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well, I'll get kind of formal here and just say thank you very much for coming. As Robbie said, this is kind of a last-minute thing, and clearly we're still kind of getting our bearings together. But I'm curious, how many of you came here because of Super Soul Bros? Nearly all of you. How many of you came here because of UbseyMovies? Wow, quite a good amount. Wow. And then how many just came here because it looked interesting? Okay, cool. So quite a few of you have seen these guys play. Did you guys get to check out the secret show at midnight last night? That was fun. So I actually took off about halfway through because I was very tired. But would you guys tell me some of the great moments that were experienced last night?
There were many a great moment.
You sound very hungover.
Yeah, well, it comes with the job. But so part of the secret set, which wasn't really planned, but just kind of happened, is we started having our fans play with us, and there were some awesome moments, and there were some not as awesome moments, which were hilarious. So, like we would have people just. Like Chris would be playing drums on a tune, and someone would just come up to the other drum set and just start playing, and wouldn't get off.
I think I did that a few times.
There were multiple drummers who did that. Same with guitar players. It was really fun, but it was also quite
It's very loud.
very confusing
Yeah.
experience when your fans just start coming up and playing instruments without telling you.
Yeah, at a certain point, you can't really stop it, though, because you guys kind of just got the crowd going. well
Yeah,
enough.
it was fun though.
There was a guy in front of the stage that just threw a ton of lollipops
Yeah.
at my feet, and then when we went off the stage, evidently he took Bill's water and he just left.
Like he
with
took
his water.
He took the water bottle.
He took-
stole the water bottle,
and he
yeah.
like
And
drank
I
all his
really
water.
need water when I'm playing.
was
Like
really
I really
strange.
need it.
Wait, so he stole your water bottle,
stole my
as in
water.
he stole your water bottle,
Yeah.
or he just thought he needed a water bottle? Like, was he trying to get Bill's water bottle?
Well, he did ask for some water earlier. So
Okay. So
he
it,
just really
it could
wanted
be
that
a
water.
serious fan situation.
Yes.
I hope not.
Really weird.
He was a very scary individual. He had the little hoodie with the cat ears, and he had shades, and he was like, "I want your water. Give me your water." And of course, we had like
And he kept snapping pictures. And
Yeah, there was like 45 guitars playing at once and like 12 drummers. It was an experiment in 21st century music for the history books. And we went off stage, and there was no water bottle to be found after.
Wow.
So if you see a Aquafina water bottle, that's Bill's. We want it back.
And if not, rest in peace. Have you guys talked about your new album yet? Or your new albums?
Yeah, Brian, why don't you say something?
These guys just
smart
released a couple new albums just the
about the
other day.
studio one. Tell them what you did to edit the studio
Which
one.
one do I talk into? Okay.
Stereo Brian.
All right. So we released 2 new albums. a couple days ago. One's a studio album called Fireball, and we went into the studio for like, because there was a lot of Fireball involved. And we also called it Fireball because it was like a really quick 2-day thing. It was like a total of 10 hours or something. Like we just went into the studio, tracked everything super live, imperfections and everything, and just put it out as fast as we could. And then the other album, I should mention that on Fireball, that's kind of our main set that we played in the concert hall.
Please respond.
Hi.
Please respond.
Yeah, so our main set was pretty much the Fireball album. And then we released another live album called Live at the Poorhouse, which is a venue in San Jose. And that features kind of this lineup of horns, because the other two albums are kind of older recordings that
From years ago.
Yeah, from like 2 or 3 years ago. So they don't really represent kind of what we sound like nowadays.
Or the current lineup at all.
Yeah, the current lineup has changed. Robbie's on left-hand bass now, and yeah, we added 2 horns. So yeah, those are.
And that's available on Bandcamp now.
They are
And
on
you can
Bandcamp.
There's also the merch booth.
And the merch booth.
Where are you guys in
downstairs.
the merchandise area, by the way?
We're way in the back.
Exactly. Where you can find them is in the back.
What was that?
Where you can find them is in the back.
Oh. And yeah, we'll be jamming down there.
Yeah, you guys have been playing at your booth, right?
Right. Does anybody else want to say anything about the album?
What do you guys think of the
Christian
album?
raps on it.
You rap on it?
Yeah, you can hear me rapping on Hydro City. I don't know why, but we say Hydra City like it's one word. Is it one word or 2 words?
It just sounds cooler.
It sounds cooler.
Hydrocity.
Hydra City. Okay, so
That does sound pretty
Yeah, it's
cool.
Hydrocity.
okay.
Cooler, yeah. Another thing about the album that was kind of a fluke, the probably most technically difficult song we have on there is Meta Knight's Revenge. And, the horns blocked off probably at least an hour to get all the complicated lines down. And then we did one take and basically didn't make a mistake, and we were just looking at each other like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Like we were planning on this being the most difficult song to get done, and it just happened to happen
It's all that
the first
Fireball.
time. Yeah.
Oh, it's
all
the
the Fireball,
Fireball.
exactly.
Yeah, I did the guitars in one take as well. That was like the whole head and the solo.
It's surprising you guys didn't just name it one take.
One take.
One take, Jake.
The song he's talking about, I don't know if you said it, was Meta Knight's Revenge. So when you listen to that one on the album, which is probably the hardest horn parts we have, that was the one that it's all one take. Yeah. The entire thing for the horns. We didn't punch in anything. It was all just we put on the headphones, did it once, and that was it. And then the easier songs took us
Yeah.
way more takes.
I think that makes sense though. Like when things are really easy for somebody, you can become a perfectionist about it. You can afford to. Whereas if it's really difficult for you, you kind of are thanking the stars that you actually nailed it the first time. At least that's the way I interpret it. So what's next for you guys? Are you already thinking about more recordings or shows and so on?
We're thinking of maybe going into a local recording studio in Berkeley, California, Fantasy Studios, but that's an option that we're thinking of. Might not be decided yet.
For doing like a full, so Fireball is more of an EP, it's 5 tracks. We kept them all under just as close to 5 minutes as we could, but under 5 minutes because anything over and you have to pay extra when you're covering stuff or something like that.
Is that a licensing thing?
It's a licensing thing. But our next album will be more of a full-length thing, more tracks, longer tunes, and we're going to try to do with a set of days that we can just really make like the most perfect product that we can.
I have a question just in general about video game music, if you guys don't mind. Is there like a era or a particular console that you feel was a very good time for video game music, like where you guys seem to find a lot of material? And what are those?
For me, it's a lot of N64 stuff.
Yeah, I think Super Nintendo and N64 probably yields the widest
Yeah.
variety of songs for us to pull from, because as console technology got more advanced and video game industry as a whole turned into this multi-million-dollar industry that it's either as big or bigger than Hollywood now.
Oh, it's
is
way
what
bigger.
way bigger than Hollywood. Now the songs we get in a lot of games are these like
Very produced.
like for the Call of Duty games, they hire like film scorers to do the scores for that, and they have these big complicated arrangements.
Yeah, which can be very beautiful in their own
Right.
way, but they have no limits.
Right,
anymore.
and when the technology was limited, and the way they had to fit the music onto the cartridge somehow, because audio probably took up the most space, and they had to deal with only like 4 or 5 tracks to work with, drums. They had like a drum, a bass, and 2 lead tracks. It's like one of those things where having a lot of restrictions made you have to be way more creative in a sense.
Yeah.
So, so that's why I think that era kind of has the most video game tunes we pull from, as music got a little more complex later on and harder to fit into our style.
And y'all seem very partial to Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo has great arrangements, great music, and I think most of us were Nintendo childs. I think
Yeah.
my first console was an N64. I think it just happened that way.
Yeah.
What about-
I mean, Sega too.
Yeah, Sega Genesis.
Sega
Yeah, same here.
Sega was awesome.
What about you guys over here? Just eras of games or particular games that you guys have always thought the music was great in?
For me, a lot of the games from the 90s, Nintendo really wasn't my first console. The first console my mom ever got me was a Sega Genesis with Sonic 2, so a lot of that music I really love. And I found out that Michael Jackson did the music for Sonic 3, which is pretty amazing, and I love Michael Jackson, so...
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Sonic. It's just the set of music that came with that series, just incredible.
Robbie and I have been talking about the possibility of doing some kind of short documentary about early video game music and how it was influenced by jazz, very specifically, and in some cases completely blatantly ripped off without ever paying royalties or licensing to the original people. So the tune Underground from Mario is actually a total ripoff of Lee Ritenour tune called a group called Friendship, and it's a song called Let's Not Talk About It. But nobody really knows about that.
Right.
Yeah, you listen to it and it sounds like they're quoting Underworld.
Yeah, there's even I mean, you can really hear it like in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. There's like a little 5-second transition tune that sounds exactly like Skunk Funk by the Brecker Brothers, and it's like this, just like this weird line that goes ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da, and then, but that's exactly that too. It's like almost note for note. So, I don't know. I think the Japanese they've always just been bigger jazz fans.
Yeah.
They love jazz over there. They love like really good metal.
Yeah. They also love surf music, which is pretty bizarre. Robbie and I were just over there in November, and we went to a record shop, and it took Robbie all but like 5 minutes digging through like a dollar bin of records to find that Friendship album that the Underground song was based on, and he bought it for $1 in Japan. And I mean, like, I just find that fascinating that like here's this record that influenced one of the most iconic video game songs of all time, and nobody really knows about it, and you can just find it in a dollar bin in Japan in a record shop. But yeah, everywhere you go out there, they're always playing jazz music. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the only countries that I know of that have jazz bands play in ginormous concert hall, like something that you would see AC/DC play. It's just like a jazz band. It's weird.
Yeah. I guess you could say it's like it's a bunch of jazz guys just trying to find a gig. A lot of us are jazz players, and as you know, like jazz really isn't as popular as it used to be. So we have to like find like different outlets to infuse our music into, and Super Soul Bros is like the most perfect outlet for us. Growing up in the '90s, playing video games, it's just finding different gigs to use our talents and make it more accessible to a wider audience, and maybe they'll learn a thing or two about jazz.
Yeah, I feel that like soloing, like improvising in this style, you can kind of play more closer to jazz than to say funk or soul, more so than a lot of the typical gigs that a jazz musician currently will get.
I'm sorry. Where were we?
Just talking about Japanese jazz
Right.
influence kind of stuff.
Are there any Japanese groups, jazz groups you guys are familiar with? I've heard of a group called Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia.
They're wonderful.
The seatbelts.
Seatbelts.
Traffic.
Yeah.
Well, the seatbelts, they did the soundtrack to
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop. They're a big band, and they're freaking amazing.
Some of you guys used to be in a big band together, right? And you guys did some Cowboy Bebop tunes.
Let's see. Chris, Brian, me, and Christian all played in a big band together at San Jose State University, and Christian and I actually are still in it. Brian and Chris graduated.
They quit. They dropped the mic. They jogged.
Yeah.
We got a question.
Question over there. Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm in a few bands. Lionel, our alto player, who is not here right now. I'm in a couple of hip hop R&B bands with him that gig regularly, and we do a lot of like kind of like the Roots and like Tribe Called Quest and stuff like that, and 90s jams. We also do in the top 40 R&B band, we play a lot of like Prince, Michael Jackson, and stuff. And then when I was growing up, I used to be in a lot of rock bands, and I was an aspiring, or I really liked metal too. So I would write a lot of metal tunes. And kind of my first venture into video game music was like when I was 18 or 19, I did a cover of the Final Fantasy VII boss battle theme, and I put it up on YouTube, and it got a ton of hits. It was really cool. Like, I think it was like 250,000 hits at this point. But yeah, I've always wanted to merge music and do cover video game tunes with a good band. So.
Anybody else?
I think a lot of us too are just frequently gigging around where we live. Just get called for the night, and you go to a restaurant or a bar or whatever, and get $100 for playing for the night. So we're all just taking calls like that all the time as well. Yeah, like straight. Yeah, it's usually straight ahead jazz, or more of that kind of stuff. Sometimes funk, but it's usually jazz.
And Christian and I play in a couple of groups together too, an Earth, Wind, and Fire and Top 40 cover band, and then a soul jazz group too, so other outlets.
Yeah. Brian and I play in another group called the Bad Ones. A lot of the music that we do, RH Factor, I don't know if you guys have heard of them, kind of in that style, Roy Hargrove. It's sort of a R&B, hip-hop, jazz influence type thing. And Stratify and What the Funk with Bill. So yeah, just a lot of gigs in the area that we live in just to keep playing and stuff. Yeah.
So I ran downstairs to our merch booth and got the DVD that I actually first played Space Pirates on. And that works now that we have the password to play on this laptop here. I'm not sure. Anyhow, hey, we kind of got this far. So should we try it? Do you guys want to see some Space Pirates? Okay. I don't know how this runs on VLC. I've never done this before. It's probably going to be really, really janky, but let's go for it here. I think the sound is working too.
This is a chance.
Oh, There we go.
To improve your aim. Greetings, Star Ranger. I'm just beyond the asteroid belt. Can you?
Oh, I have to click on these. Hold on.
So what's happening right now is a target practice. This is like the opening demo, so you can get
improve
used
your
to the
aim.
controls. How this was actually done
I'm just beyond.
at an arcade was with a light gun. And of course, as Robbie explained, on DVD, it's with a DVD remote.
Wow, this is
And
awful.
on 3DO, it's with a controller or a 3DO light gun. And on VLC, it's God knows.
Hey, I got one. Oh, wait, no, it's just playing all of the video tracks.
Hey, that's actually not bad. Canute and I were practicing this in the hotel room pretty early this morning in preparation for this. This is a fairly merciless game. If you don't memorize patterns perfectly, you're just gonna get wiped out.
Oh, hold on.
So all these space pirates also look like they're really into BDSM.
Tough luck, Star Ranger. I knew you couldn't win.
So that's Talon. Talon is the pirate king of space.
Okay, I gotta click on
This is
this
some
guy.
kind of warehouse.
What?
Tough luck,
I didn't do
Star
anything.
Ranger. I knew you couldn't win.
Skip to next chapter.
He sounds like a Zerg.
Here we go.
You can do it.
Here we go.
You got it.
It's gonna be.
Wait, just give me a chance.
Your history, Ranger. Too bad.
Kenny Rogers,
Thought you
everybody.
could do it.
Kenny Rod.
Hey, why not try again?
Why not try again?
So your history, but why not try again?
So if you hit continue, you'll continue. If you hit play, you start at the beginning again. It's pretty confusing. so.
Also, hot pro tip: select
one?
easy mode
Trav, you
because
got
then
one?
you get many more continues, whereas you only get 2 or 3 if you do hard. I don't know why you would do that. Oh, we might actually have.
We might have a traditional way of playing now.
Well, Robbie, do you want to keep doing VLC for now?
I could. I'm not getting very far.
What is going on?
Walk the plank.
Like the first guy isn't even appearing.
It's the galactic.
I know, it won't play the guy jumping out from behind the wall. I'm just going to click a bunch. In and out of full screen.
I don't think VLC.
I'm here to do your taxes.
This is awful. Can I turn
So
off the...
already we're losing.
Woo! All right.
Well, actually, for now, Robbie, how about we have you answer some of those questions we were talking about
Okay.
earlier? I was asking these guys, like, what era of gaming music really stands out for you guys, and what do you like about it?
What area of music?
Game
Era.
music, specifically.
Oh,
Like,
game
what
era
era,
music.
consoles,
Yeah.
particular games?
Yeah, I really like the earlier, like the first NES and the Super Nintendo, because the sound chips were much more limited, particularly on the NES. So the compositions had to make up for it, and the Super Nintendo had higher fidelity samples, but less restrictions as far as how many tones could be simultaneously triggered. But I think still with the limitation of the sound quality of the samples, I think the compositions were all really cool in the Super Nintendo era. So I'm thinking like 85 to 95 or so. I mean, it's still great when N64 came out, but
When we were talking about like the limitation of hardware and so on, really the sound chip in general, I'm curious how you guys interpret the sounds of older games specifically. Of course, there's certain things that are obviously like percussive, but then there's other things that are pretty ambiguous in terms of instrumentation or instruments that would be used. So how do you guys approach that?
Yeah, well, it's kind of for a lot of these, you have to be creative in how you go about it because, like we said, a lot of them were 4-track things, bass drums and 2 leads, and that's why I think that's why you see so many video game music bands that do metal, because all of these songs fit perfectly into a metal style. You just take the parts as they are, and then you put them on electric guitars and basses, and it sounds awesome. So when you're trying to do it for trumpet, sax, 2 saxes, trombone, guitar, keyboards, and drums, you have to change the styles a lot of times, as you'll see us do, because it doesn't really fit. It's just too, if you play them as they originally sound, like people have heard them a million times before, then it tends to fall towards that rock, heavy metal sound. So a lot of times we take the melodies and then we do our own reharmonizations, and we'll change the style and add our own harmonies and stuff to try and just fill it up as much as we can.
I like the sense of humor you guys have as a band too when it comes to kind of almost live mixing, like mashing up tunes, like totally irrelevant tunes, but they just sound similar.
Yeah.
That's always very fun to hear.
Robbie has a little bank of tunes he likes to pull from to combine with our tunes. We like he likes to play Power Rangers and
Well, like what you guys
The
did
Nokia
last night with
ringtone.
you did "Don't Stop Believing" into Rainbow Road.
right. Don't Stop Believing, or like Aquatic Ambience from Donkey Kong Country. It starts very similarly to Careless Whisper.
Yeah.
So that often turns into that
Yeah.
against my will.
Could you guys talk a little bit about your stream? Are anybody here familiar with the Super Soul Brothers stream? Have you guys watched it before? Okay, quite good amount. So could you guys talk a little bit about that and what you guys do on there?
Well, pretty much we take requests and we do a lot of our repertoire, if you want to get fancy. Props to Robbie though, because he's a machine. He has like a textbook of a bunch of video game music in his brain. I remember one stream where we played the Guile theme in like 6 different keys, and like all the horns were trying to figure it out. And like Robbie could just easily move from tune to tune, and we're just trying to keep up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, every Friday and Sunday we do our stream. Usually we start out with a bunch of tunes that we already know. Get the chat going. People can tip us. They can request songs. If they tip us, we'll even chart out the song that you request. I remember, what tune did we do? Some dude like tipped us $150.
We did Bayonetta's "Let's Dance Boys."
Yeah.
It's like I've never played Bayonetta, but I listened to the song about 100 times in a row to transcribe all the parts, and it was accompanied by a video of, I guess, Bayonetta doing some very long dance. And my impression is that it's when you beat the game, it's like a little post-game victory celebration. So I think if you don't know the title of it, it's the end. It's like the credit song to Bayonetta.
You guys also do this thing that I've always been a fan of, which is like you kind of wrap up each show with just seeing how long you can keep going without stopping as people are requesting live.
Yeah, we call that Twitch Play Super Soul Bros. And it's pretty cool. Like, we just start playing, and then as people are requesting the tunes that they want to hear, we just try to play them. And like, you know, people request things like, oh, do a Rick roll or do Sandstorm, and we'll do it, even if we don't want to. We'll just do it because, you know, it's out there and it has been said, so we must now play that. So it's pretty cool. Sometimes we go on like 20, 30 minutes, like just meddling through as many tunes as we can, and yeah.
And occasionally you guys will do Sandstorm,
Yeah.
which always gets a good reaction out of
more
the
than
chat
occasionally.
because there's a Sandstorm emoticon.
If you've never been to our stream and you happen to tune in to our next one, you can also find on that page a link to our full repertoire of tunes that we know. So if you can check that out when we're not playing, and if there's anything you want to hear, you can request it at the next stream. There are some tunes like we'll try on the spot, especially if we get like a large donation. We just learn it on the spot. But if you're not sure what we know, there is a full like Google Docs sheets of all the songs that we can play right on the spot if you request it.
Yeah, I think we're going to be, after MAGFest, putting a lot of our focus into improving the stream quality too. I think a couple of the ideas we have are adding in a green screen behind the entire band so we can, put up some pretty funny graphics and whatnot.
And also the epic percussion battles.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys have tuned in to.
Yeah, we'll start practicing those.
I've been
'cause
working.
We're pretty amateurish.
Yeah, I've been working on my cowbell technique. Studying from the Grandmaster Will Ferrell. Yeah, I mean the stream is such it's a great thing for us because we get to interact with people all around the world, all across the country. And it's pretty much like hanging out with us. That's usually how we are during rehearsal. We like to goof around and play great music at the same time. So make sure you guys tune in, hang out with us, please.
Yeah, we're trying to also add a bunch of new stuff. So like beyond what we're doing now on the stream, in maybe a month or a couple weeks, we're gonna try to get a green screen involved so you can see us take solos in space with kitties. Or something like just really random things. We want it to be like ultra weird and just
Yeah, I guess the vibe we wanted to have is like 90s public access television kind of vibe. So cheesy green screen effects and little skits and stuff.
And you guys kind of got to get a little taste of that by doing Camp Fangamer last year.
Right.
Jace.
Which, was anybody here at Camp Fangamer? I see a couple of people who were. But that was an event that we did in Tucson where these guys played for probably way too long, basically playing the entire soundtrack to Earthbound as somebody was playing it in real time. And it was very cool, but it was the whole thing was like a stage production that was almost like public access itself. Yeah. All right, so unfortunately, it looks like the Space Pirates have defeated us. And I have to apologize. It's a real bummer that we couldn't actually play the game. However, we can watch the previews for other games on the DVD because we can at least do that. Does that sound good? Yeah, okay. What do you guys want to start with? Mad Dog McCree, let's do it.
all right.
Mad Dog McCree. It's Kenny Rogers.
It's in the air. It's an ill wind that blows no good. Mad Dog McCree and his band of cutthroats riding into town. Folks here plumb scared to death. Town's deserted. Even a tumbleweed doesn't dare blow across the streets today. Because these hombres are mean, vicious, quick with a gun. Sure, we got a sheriff. What we need's a gunslinger. Pilgrim. You spray a little lead in harm's way. That'd be tricky. But we'd be forever beholden to you.
That was Jackie Chan doing his own stunts.
But the mayor's daughter, you
Notice
lay your
that
eyes
hole
on
near the
her,
belly.
you see what I mean.
He's got his belly
She'd
drift
be
showing.
worth taking a chance for.
Was that loud enough out there? Okay. Dragon's Lair?
All right. That's the
Which
very
one?
top.
We'll do Dragon's Lair 1.
Yeah.
All in order?
Dragon Strikes Back.
We actually would have time for that.
Dragon's Lair, a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard who has enchanted it with treacherous monsters and obstacles. In the mysterious caverns below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the Dragon's Lair. Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
So that was actually made by an ex-Disney animator. Yeah, and so same person did that, and that was actually ported to a Super Nintendo, and it's awful. It is so awful. It's like impossible. All right, I'm gonna say let's do Drug Wars.
I thought I said Dung Wars.
Hey, tough guy! Are you looking for me? Vamos, come a little closer. I am Lopez. Lopez
the narcotics king.
Just some guy on
Take
the
a look
roof.
around, tough guy. Nice, huh? I have the mansion, I have the money, I have the drugs, I have the power. So what makes you think a little cockroach like you can find me in my lab, huh?
You know something stinks in South America? It's a stench of drugs. You can smell
It's
it
a
right
young
here
Brad
in Sierra County. You know, I could use a deputy like you to help me sniff them out.
I have my peoples in all your big cities.
Lopez, the cartel, dirtbags. But dangerous dirtbags. Hey, they got guns, we got guns. And in Chicago, we shoot first, eat lunch later.
Hey, Peter.
I have armies of men along your borders.
Welcome to the border. Call me Sam. Hope you're good with a gun. It's really hot down here.
And if you think you can find me in South America, cabron, you better think again.
There's just two things the cartel understands: guns and huevos.
Lately, I will admit, my adversaries have been making it a little hot for Lopez. You know, they are saying my white powder is killing people. So, everybody dies sooner or later. And the cops, they want to play with Lopez. They want to play war. Listen, amigo, you'll never find me in my lab. And if you want to play war, you better be ready to shoot up more than your big fat mouth. Because in war, there's only one winner. Only one of us will walk away alive.
What separates Drug Wars from Crime Patrol then?
It's like a spin-off.
So that was Crime Patrol Drug Wars, and this is Crime Patrol.
It must be the OG.
Damn, I love that.
Let's kick some butt.
Welcome to Undercover.
You gotta be tough to be on this team, partner.
Welcome to Delta Force.
I think that was a reference to the Great Train Robbery at the end there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we should. Yeah.
Someone's receiving. This is Ursula Skye, commander of Colonial Star 1.
Julia
We're
Roberts.
under attack. Repeat, under attack. My ship has been overrun by the Black Brigade. Captain Talon is in control of the Star Splitter cannon. They're beaming colonists aboard the Black Dragon as hostages till the cannon crystals are found. Situation bleak. Deflector shield destroyed. Can't hold out much longer.
Analog video signal
Please
fading.
respond.
American Laser Games presents Space Pirates!
Alas, the scourge of the galaxy. Captain Talon has invaded our fair homeland. The evil machinery that works his sinister mind has concocted a diabolical plan to exterminate us all.
Welcome aboard the Black Dragon. Pay no attention to this lovely but pitiful creature. Any attempt to come to her aid will be met with certain extermination. You see this black hole? It was Parallax did this to me. Now I will answer him with his own Star Splitter. This galaxy is mine!
Who can stop this mad pirate?
As it stands now, it looks as though this malevolent mystery and his armada of cutthroat pirates will succeed. His quest is my greatest creation, the Star Splitter Cannon. Talon needs now are the star crystals that will arm it. Well, these crystals have been lost
Look for the person
years
on the left.
on different worlds throughout the solar system. We must find them before Talon does. The journey will be treacherous and fraught with danger. There are many foes. Not only will you have to repel the Black Brigade, a formidable and seemingly invincible force.
In space, they still use
there
gunpowder.
will also be mutant life forms, sorcerers and mystics with their own bag of tricks. They will do all in their power to keep you from the star crystals. Then, of course, there is the greatest nemesis of them all, Captain Talon. But I want you to know, I believe we can do it. You and me. I've got a star splitter here that will blast that robotic space pirate crew out of the stars forever. What I need is a quick hand and a keen eye. What I need is a Star Ranger.
Star Ranger.
So that's Space Pirates. Canute and I were just hoping that that was going to end the way that the game demo, the attract mode, ends, which is actually with Talon, the bad guy, going, "Remember, winners don't do drugs."
I wanted to mention, occasionally on our Twitch stream, we do play games, and I like to play like really obscure stuff that no one else would get to see. So we'll probably play Space Pirates in the next month. If you guys watch our Twitch stream, we'll actually get to play it, and you can check it out.
The Twitch stream is just Twitch/Super.
Yeah, it's twitch.tv/Super Soul Bros. Just pretty straightforward. Do we want to check Johnny Rock? Yeah. Or
We still got 10 minutes.
yeah, let's go for it. Mad Dog?
Mad Dog 2.
In a world. Stranger, you think you're tough enough to take on Mad Dog? Prove it to me. That man is the scourge of the territory. Why, to beat Mad Dog to the Spanish treasure, you'll have to take on renegade Indians. Bandido, senor. And Mad Dog's sleazy crew. You think you can beat that crazy killer to the Spanish treasure? He's ready to dynamite the whole of Superstition Mountain to get at that gold. He's well armed, stranger. Bear that in mind. Mad Dog's back. It ain't gonna be easy. You're gonna need a guide to get you to the treasure. Pick anyone. Buckskin Bunny.
You want to play?
Well,
Let's go.
she can get you into trouble, stranger. But she can lead you through the Badlands. The professor, he's something of a gambling quack. His way's not always the straight way, but he's got an ace or two up his sleeve. He'll get you to the treasure. Shooting beavers.
Very dangerous.
Now that Indian knows a shortcut through renegade country. You save his neck, he'll save yours. You think you're man enough to ride shotgun with me? Get up here.
Lieutenant Scourge. All right. I just want to see if there's one particular thing. No, it's not that. Okay, good. Main menu? Because there's previews. Okay, hold on. I know there was like something totally irrelevant on here next. Want to check out Time Traveler? I think it was like an extra file that wasn't actually linked in the. It's an extra video track.
What do you guys want to see?
Time Traveler? Here we go.
The secret is time travel.
Greetings. I am Kyla, Princess of the Galactic Federation. I've journeyed through time to find you. We need your help. This is Volcor. a renegade scientist whose forbidden experiments have created a time disruptor that threatened to rend the very fabric of time. Our computers have selected Marshall Graham to be our champion, but without your help, he cannot succeed. You are our last hope to defeat Volcor. I beg you, help us.
Wow. I wonder, that looked like a multi-game, like you could go to Mad Dog or you could go to Space Pirates. It's just a time travel game. Wow. It's a game selection screen. What's next? We could probably do like two more.
Johnny Rock? Let's do Johnny Rock.
I never was very lucky until I met Johnny Rock. And now someone's even taken him away from me. The cops have closed the file on this one, and that's why I need you. I know it was one of the 4 diseases that let the hammer down on my man.
Mumps is the name. What of it? Johnny Rock, he was a bum. 2-timer, a double crosser. I don't know who shot him. Why don't you ask that grease monkey, Pox?
Johnny Rock, that's all I hear anymore. Yeah, he was an acquaintance. He had a soft spot for horses and Hudsons. This here one was his. I acquired it for him. And he placed a few bets in my book, but I didn't shoot him. I pack a pencil, not a piece.
Somebody wasted a lot of bullets, and you'll have to too. Oh, there's lots of heat. Gangsters, explosions, ambushes, and a mystery to boot. Not to mention Murderer's Row. It's a bonanza for bad guys. And there's even a bad girl. Oh no, not me. Lockjaw Lil.
Oh, sweet talk Johnny Rock. Sure, he used to sing here. I was gonna make him a star. Why would I do him in? Do I look like I'm hurting? Maybe it was that weasel they call measles.
You know, me and Johnny had something in common. Dynamite. Him on stage and me with the dirty work. And then somebody plugged him. Hey, not me. I took care of him.
Johnny Rock was good to me. I know this will be a risky case for you to take, but then I hear you're the best. Look, I can make sure it'll be worth your time.
So I think that's actually going to have to be our last one because we got to wrap up here. But I want to thank everybody for coming out, and thanks to the Super Soul Bros and the Space Pirates. And a quick announcement before y'all get up. Who here likes Earthbound? Nearly everybody. And even those who do not, I highly recommend tonight at 9 p.m. you go to the Games on Film room, which is just that away, to the left, and then to the left again. Our movie, Earthbound Saga 5, which is a feature-length Earthbound movie covering the game from 3 to 4 side. That'll be playing at 9 p.m. for an hour, and then there'll be a Q&A, and we'll talk a little bit about it. But I guarantee it will be an unforgettable experience, and bring a barf bag.
One more time, we got Bill Smolik over here. Just being himself. We got Christian Manzana wearing the hat.
Thank you.
I'm Robbie Benson. This is Alex Popoff. Brian Shue. Canute and Travis, who were running around trying to get the cables to work. I'm not quite sure why there wasn't a tech operator in this room when we were trying to set this all up, but we tried our best to get it to work. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work. Is that Bobby Jensen?
Yes.
I'm Alex Popoff. I play this X.
Chris Heyman over
Ham
there.
and
with Ham and eggs. Okay, guys, I hope to see you at the screening tonight. Thanks again for coming over here.
Thank you, guys.